Hey there YouTube, California Prepper. Well, I was tagged again by my good friend AutoTac91 for his knife talk video. It's a pretty cool video. He actually just wants to hear about whatever comes to your mind. Whatever knife talk you feel like talking about. Just don't make it, what the last guy talked about. So, he did a couple off the top of his head reviews. Just picked a couple of his knives randomly. And something that I wanted to talk about for a while, and this just gives me a reason, so thanks, brother, for giving me a reason to talk about this. It's really just, I already have a video semi-discussing this a while ago, but I've noticed a lot more stuff since posting that video. What I'm talking about is just how your knife preferences change from when you first enter into the knife collecting I don't know, genre, whatever you want to call it. When you first enter into the knife collecting world, I guess, your preferences are a wee bit different. Mine were anyways. Things that I bought at the beginning of my knife collecting career, a lot of the preferences, yeah, may still be the same, but I tend to find myself, looking towards, I don't know. I'll explain in more detail here in a minute. So, when I first started collecting knives, I wanted the biggest, most overbuilt knife out there. Like, I had always been a bigger knife carrier. This is the knife I carried before I got into quality knives. And as you can see, it's a 3.5-inch blade. Nothing huge, nothing ginormous or anything, but it's a little bit bigger, than a small Sebenza. It's a clone, by the way. Don't want anybody thinking it's a real thing and get upset about it. But I've always just really been into big knives. My first Spyderco I ever bought myself. Most people, go for the Tenacious as their first Spyderco. Mine, I went for the Resilience. I went big or go home. I didn't want to be disappointed with the size when it got there, and I'm really happy I got the Resilience because a week or two later I ended up winning this from Brother Christian, Swedish paracord nut. So big shout out to him. I haven't seen any of his videos in a while. Anywho, back to the knife talk, shall we? Just a lot of my preferences have changed, my Mannix that I bought myself, instead of experiencing a regular Mannix first, I went right for the XL. I was just a bigger knife guy. And now I find myself looking, more towards small knives when I'm looking in the catalogs, instead of the XL version, looking at the small or the mini. Like, I had never looked at a mini Griptilian before, and now I'm thinking about getting one possibly. I don't know if it's really, about the stereotype that comes with a large knife. Those of you guys that follow me know that I carry a small, medium, and large knife on me always, just because people get weird about it. I don't know why. It's just one of those things. They're weird about it. So I do tend to, pull out the small knives rather than whipping this out to open a bag of chips or something for the kids, But it's just weird how your knife preferences change. I would pack, probably stuff all 4 of these in my jeans, for the day, because I had to carry all my nicest knives at the time and all my biggest knives. And now, I try to go just about as light as can be. Lately I've been carrying the military and the Resilience just because I'm reviewing them. So I do carry knives that I'm doing reviews on, but for the most part, I love this small Sebenza clone. At first I was kind of disappointed because it was supposed to be a large, and I ended up getting the small delivered. But I'm really happy that it is a small, because I have fallen in love with this, and if I do get myself a Sebenza, it's going to be one of the small Sebenzas. Really love that knife. Another one that I E.D.C a lot is a Kiwi 3. This is a great little E.D.C knife. Perfect to whip out, not that intimidating. You can hide the blade in your hand. As you can see, it's a little dirty. Been doing some packaging the last couple days because of this knife trade video. Had a pretty good turnout on that video, actually. Thank you guys for everybody being so cool about it. Another thing that I've noticed, I was all about speed safe and flippers. Loved the flipper. I was like, thumb studs, man, that's old school. You know, who wants a thumb stud? And now I found myself not even really caring too much about the speed safe, and I see a lot of people taking, you know, their speed safe knives and de-assisting them. I don't know about that yet, but I do like, you know, a manual knife just to sit there. I don't have to sit there and flick my knife 100 times. I don't like doing that to mine anyways because it weakens the detent, and especially with a couple of the Kershaws, it sounds like it's a little too heavy. You know, every time you hear that, it just doesn't sound like it's good on the knife. So I don't like flicking my knives too much and putting extra wear on them. You know, but sitting there and doing this gives you just as much pleasure, if not more. You know, or the Skyline. I love flicking the Skyline. Love that manual. And then this, of course, you can sit there and play with the thumb studs as well. So, I don't know, just a couple things that I've noticed that have changed. I'm not as into the big knives as I used to be. I still love a big knife, don't get me wrong. I still love me a big knife. But, I don't know, I have found a soft spot for these small knives. And at first I was, man, why do they make minis of everything? I don't understand it, you know, and now I get it. I understand. I'm coming for full circle in my knife owning career. You know, this thing was, I loved this when I first got it, and now, I mean, this thing's almost freaking, what is it? I'm not sure of the weight, but this thing outweighs any knife here on the table in front of you. This thing is a beast. Man, this thing is heavy. And I would carry this around. Now, no way. I'm carrying, you know, I got my Knockout, you know, maybe my Native, my Kiwi, and that's my E.D.C. Just real lightweight, real slim. I don't know. Just really has changed, and this gave me a reason to talk about it. So big shout out to you, Autotech, for tagging me on that, brother. Thank you so much for it. I'm going to tag some people before I run out of time here. My first tag is going to be Tech Love. You are tagged. So this is a knife talk video. Whatever you feel like talking about, as long as you don't talk about what I talked about. Next up, Crazed Blades 46. You are tagged, brother. And last but definitely not least, Knife Girl Alley. I'm going to tag you once again and let you get in on some of these tag videos for a change. So those are my 3 tags. Hopefully you guys will participate in this video. Real fun. Big shout out to AutoTac91 for tagging me again, brother. And I'll talk to you guys soon. California Prepper, I am out of here.